The Prelude by William Wordsworth. Book 5. Great and benign indeed must be the power of living nature, which could thus so long detain me from the best of other guides and dearest helpers, left unthanked, unpraised, even in the time of lisping infancy, and later down in prattling childhood even, while I was traveling back among those days. How could I ever play an ingrate's part? Once more should I have made those bowers resound by intermingling strains of thankfulness with their own thoughtless melodies. At least it might have well beseemed me to repeat some simply fashioned tale, to tell again in slender accents of sweet verse some tale that did bewitch me then and soothes me now. O friend, O poet, brother of my soul, think not that I could pass along untouched by these remembrances. Yet wherefore speak? Why call upon a few weak words to say what is already written in the hearts of all that breathe? What, in the path of all, drops daily from the tongue of every child, wherever man is found? The trickling tear upon the cheek of listening infancy proclaims it, and the insuperable look that drinks as if it never could be full. That portion of my story I shall leave there registered. Whatever else of power or pleasure sown or fostered thus may be peculiar to myself. Let that remain where still it works, though hidden from all search among the depths of time. Yet is it just that here, in memory of all books that lay their sure foundations in the heart of man, whether by native prose or numerous verse, that, in the name of all inspired souls, from Homer, the great thunderer, from the voice that roars along the bed of Jewish song, and that more varied and elaborate, those trumpet tones of harmony that shake our shores in England, from those loftiest notes down to the low and wren-like warblings made for cottagers and spinners at the wheel, and sunburnt travelers resting their tired limbs, stretched under wayside hedgerows, ballad tunes, food for the hungry ears of little ones, and of old men who have survived their joys. 'Tis just that, in behalf of these, the works, and of the men that framed them, whether known or sleeping nameless in their scattered graves, that I should here assert their rights, attest their honors, and should, once for all, pronounce their benediction. Speak of them as powers for ever to be hallowed, only less for what we are and what we may become than nature's self, which is the breath of God, or his pure word by miracle revealed. Rarely and with reluctance would I stoop to transitory themes. Yet I rejoice, and by these thoughts admonished, will pour out thanks with uplifted heart, that I was reared safe from an evil which these days have laid upon the children of the land, a pest that might have dried me up, body and soul. This verse is dedicate to nature's self, and things that teach as nature teaches. Then, oh, where had been the man, the poet where? Where had we been, we two, beloved friend? If, in the season of unperilous choice, in lieu of wandering, as we did, through vales rich with indigenous produce, open ground of fancy, happy pastures ranged at will, we had been followed, hourly watched and noosed, each in his several melancholy walk, stringed like a poor man's heifer at his feed, led through the lanes in forlorn servitude, or rather, like a stalled ox debarred from touch of growing grass, that may not taste of flower till it have yielded up its sweets, a prelibation to the mower's scythe. Behold the parent hen amid her brood, though fledged and feathered, and well pleased to part and straggle from her presence, still a brood, and she herself from the maternal bond still undischarged. Yet doth she little more than move with them in tenderness and love, a centre to the circle which they make. And now and then, alike from need of theirs and call of her own natural appetites, she scratches, ransacks up the earth for food, which they partake at pleasure. Early died my honored mother, she who was the heart and hinge of all our learnings and our loves. She left us destitute, and, as we might, trooping together. Little suits it me to break upon the Sabbath of her rest with any thought that looks at others' blame. Nor would I praise her but in perfect love, hence am I checked. But let me boldly say, in gratitude, and for the sake of truth, unheard by her, that she, not falsely taught, fetching her goodness rather from times past, than shaping novelties for times to come, had no presumption, no such jealousy, nor did by habit of her thoughts mistrust our nature, but had virtual faith that he, who fills the mother's breast with innocent milk, doth also for our nobler part provide, under his great correction and control, as innocent instincts and as innocent food, or draws for minds that are left free to trust in the simplicities of opening life, sweet honey out of spurned or dreaded weeds. This was her creed, and therefore she was pure from anxious fear of error or mishap, and evil, overweeningly so called, was not puffed up by false, unnatural hopes, nor selfish with unnecessary cares, nor with impatience from the season asked more than its timely produce, rather loved the hours for what they are, than from regard glanced on their promises in restless pride. Such was she, not from faculties more strong than others have, but from the times, perhaps, and spot in which she lived, and through a grace of modest meekness, simple-mindedness, a heart that found benignity and hope, being itself benign.